Hey folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. So here's the movie poster. Uh, blah blah blah. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Good movie, just at this nice movie theater. Like I keep telling people, the movies are up and running. The movie theaters are up and running. For those of you that have this last 2 years of existence in the world, United States, where I happen to be, you might have said, gee whiz, life is just not normal. Well, one thing that's been normal for a while, for me at least, is the movies are up and running. I'm fully vaccinated. I've had vaccines put into my eyeballs. I will never die. And I'm going to the movies. So you can do whatever you want. You can freedom and all that crap. So make up your own mind about things. But I always, fully vaccinated and going to the movies without a mask, living life on the edge. Uh, Now, I thought I was going to have this entire wonderful, beautiful theater to myself tonight, and I did for about 5 minutes. And then some chuckle fucks came in. It looked like a couple, and then like an old guy. And I don't know what their fucking deal was, but these people, three of these fucks, made a lot of noise during the film, which I did not appreciate. You would think that a theater, big D screen, by the way, you'd think that these people would respect the seriousness of this film about suicide, but they did not. And they were chatty and talky, and they did not seem to understand the artistic merit of this film, which is dealing with very serious issues in a creative way and using music and singing and uh, Julianne Moore and Amy Adams and all these wonderful elements to this film that I thoroughly thought was good. Now, you might have seen me earlier today. I did make note that this movie, uh, the preview of this film, Dear Evan Hansen, has been going on for months at the movie theater, like going to Regal, going to AMC, Cinemark. Everywhere I go to the movies, I've seen the preview of this Dear Evan Hansen movie left, right, and center every fucking time for months, and I was really getting sick of it. Uh, But I'm going to say this. I thought I knew the movie based on the preview, because the preview kind of gives you the whole outline of the story and the catalyst and the fucking this and that and the swerves. But there's so much more to this film once you actually see it. I think it's a very good film. This young actor guy, here's the thing that I kind of had to give the movie a pass on, or a mulligan, as the golf players will say. The actor playing Evan Hansen did not look high school age to me. He looked like he's about 25 years old. Very good performance, but what I'm just guessing, I could be wrong, that perhaps he was involved in the theatrical version of this film, like the stage version, and that he'd done such a great job they wanted to keep him for the movie. But movies take time to make. They can take years, months, always take longer than you think, folks. So perhaps he aged, and they didn't want to, let him down or whatever the fuck. I think he's an unknown actor. I don't know if he's famous or on Netflix or something else. People always tell me about these programs on television that they watch that I don't watch, because I don't have time to watch all these things on television, because I'm going to the theater and watching movies like a man. So I like this movie. Social media, teen suicide, lying, lies on top of lies, the snowball effect, the pressures of society, medication issues. I mean, they just fucking shoehorned every goddamn issue that a teenager or anybody could face in 2021. It actually really feels like a 2019 movie, and I'm going to explain why. Because I kept waiting for like the fucking. I didn't keep waiting, but I thought at one point, are they going to shoehorn the fucking world events, the pandemic, into this thing? Which they did not, which I was kind of grateful for. So they did not do that. The movie stayed away from that topic matter, and just dealt with the issues at hand, because there was plenty of issues at hand already in this film. as this pillow is removed from the background. I thought it was a good movie. Um, you know, God, do you want to know what it's about? Should I tell you? But basically, there's a situation. There's this high school kid. He's got all these issues. He's Evan Hansen. He's being raised by a single mother, played by the still fetching Julianne Moore. Can you imagine her as a mom? And you know, he's growing up. He's full of anxiety. He takes these medications. He's a therapist, and he's supposed to like write these letters to himself as like an encouraging fucking exercise from his therapist, and he's doing such, and he goes to high school, and this kind of lone wolf, Christian Slater and Heather's type of kid steals his letter, yells at him, and then it turns out that good old Evan Hansen has a crush on this bully's fucking younger sister. It's a little unclear all the how these kids' ages work together, because there's like all these different characters, and it's like who's older than who and all that shit. But basically, the bully steals his fucking letter to himself, and the letter mentions the bully's sister Zoe, and of course the bully picks on him, and Evan Hansen's all concerned that the kid's gonna put it on fucking social media and blah 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 blah. And then the next thing you know, the bully kid has fucking offed himself, committed suicide, and it's like, oh my god, how shocking. Now this, if you have seen the preview of this is where we get Amy Adams and her character's husband. Her character's husband character comes into full view, because they go to the school, they explain to Evan Hansen, hey, our fucking kid committed suicide, and we want to present to you this fucking note that he left that had your name on it. And here's the big shocking reveal. But he didn't write that note. I wrote the note to myself because my therapist. And then we're off to the races, because this fucking suicide note, which they think is a suicide note, but it's actually not. It's Evan Hansen's note to himself. This becomes a big fucking deal throughout the course of the film, because it's the catalyst moment, or the inciting incident, his lie. I mean, I guess I would say that the catalyst is really the fucking kid, Connor is his name, stealing the note. That's what plants the seed, and then the kid committing suicide, which we don't even see. That's another thing that happens, and just all these things keep happening. Like, this movie just has a lot of shit happening for a suburban fucking movie, a movie that takes place in the suburbs. They pretty much loaded this thing up with drama, and things, and exciting. um so I liked it. I thought they did a good job. I mean, look, I'm far from, look, it's been what, 10, 12 years since high school for me, but I can still relate to some of these issues. I still have memories. And so you think about all the isolation and the fucking, and now these kids these days, with the fucking social media and the Instagramming and the fiddle fucking and all the concerns and all the alienation, and everybody loves a dead guy, right? I mean, that's what I kind of like about this movie. They kind of go into there with the songing and the dancing of revisionist history, so to speak. Everyone's trying to put their own spin on this Connor Murphy, who's now dead. So they're all trying to kind of reinvent him as they see him, and that's the thing, folks. I mean, that's another reason to not commit suicide. You don't want the fucking survivors to rewrite your history. You know what I mean? Tell your own tale. Don't let these fucks tell your story. Tell your own goddamn story. So another reason to not commit suicide is you let the bastards win, the fucks in your life. So I liked the movie. I thought it was good. I mean, look, the kid, like I said, he looks a bit older than fucking high school age to me. But what the fuck do I know? I mean, he kind of looks like he should be on the cast of Friends in 1994. I mean, he didn't exactly look high schooly, but I think he's a good actor. I think it's a tough movie to pull off. I mean, he did have his little romantic moment with the sister, with Zoe. She's a fetching young woman. She'll be a great big star someday. Very good actress. Tough role. The stepdad was good. He held his own in all these scenes with Amy Adams. Of course, she's a Hollywood megastar, and she did a nice job as the concerned mom, with a sad, depressed mom. And like I said, Julianne fucking Moore. Oh my God, what a oh boy. I could do a whole video on Julianne Moore videos, movies, from Shortcuts to fucking Boogie Nights to this one, that one, and the other one. All these wonderful movies that Julianne Moore has done. I guess the songwriting of this thing was by the people who brought you La La Land and the other one, and then the director who directed this fucking movie and that fucking movie. So all these wonderful things. Uh, Once again, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was very good. I mean, I don't know what to tell you assholes because people keep asking me questions like, "Oh, you go to the movies?" It's like, "Yeah, I do." Well, is anything good playing? There's tons of good fucking movies playing. I just saw Gorillas in the Mist a few days ago. This movie I saw last night, I did not do a Mike's Instant movie review. It was called whatever the fuck. It was called Courageous. It was good. One of these Christian movies. It's a Christian movie. They don't tell you it is until you figure it out for yourself. I was waiting for this prayer circle or this. I was waiting for some pamphlets from the fucking Promise Keepers or something in that Courageous movie. But anyway, going back to this, Dear Evan Hansen, could it get some Oscar noms? I like to make my predictions. I can see some like original songs being nominated or whatever the fuck. But I think this is a movie that's very generational, and it's not really my generation. But I think if the kids today saw this movie, they might like it. They might think twice about some of the bullshit that they do with each other, the social media bullying, the this and the that, and the this and the that. Of a prior generation, you'd have something like I said, like the aforementioned Heathers. You'd have something like American Graffiti. Breakfast Club. These are all these fucking movies of generations. I think this one, this Dear Evan Hansen, might be for this generation. You tell me. Like I said, though, it does feel very 2019 because there's no. Here's an interesting stat and fact. There's no masks worn in the movie. There's no, mention of the worldwide situation. But at the end of the movie, they say that those things they had special managers taking care of those situations for these worldwide events, disease wise. So I liked the film. I thought it was great. I wish the fuckers. I mean, I had this whole giant goddamn theater to myself, except for three fucking assholes in the lower right, and I don't know why, but they felt the need to talk to each other. I mean, that's the one thing that's great about going to the movies solo on your own. You don't have to talk to anybody. I hate when I go to movies with people and they feel the need to communicate with me during the course of events. You're supposed to sit there and keep your fucking mouth shut. You're not supposed to talk during the goddamn movie. You don't need to express your insights or your guesses as to what's going to happen. I don't want to hear it, asshole. So, I mean, that's why I don't really mind going to the movies on my own because I like my own company. Other people tend to weigh me down or frustrate me. So, once a fucking again, Dear Evan Hansen, good movie. Thumbs fucking up from thumb up from Cisco, thumb up from Ebert, thumb up from Messier. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. For the filmmakers, if they happen to be watching this review, and I've had that occur, I've had the filmmakers see my reviews. Good job, Julianne Moore. Good job, Zoe. The young man who, like I said, he looked like he's 25, not 17, but he's still a good actor, as Evan Hansen, whoever he is. The guy who played the Connor Murphy was good too. The Alana was a good actress. She was a nice, strong supporting role. Am I forgetting anyone? I just thought it was a good movie, so I enjoyed it. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Of course, you can watch my original films, my wonderfulness, all the things that I do. That's great. You can watch that as well. Uh, I have my own movies here, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. So that's it, folks. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Watch this excitement. I want to show you something. See. Isn't that exciting? Did you see the difference? See? It's a little magic trick. I will talk to you later. Hey, it's Monday. We get the whole week to fuck up. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Thanks for all the people that are doing the Facebook, liking the page on Facebook. Do that as well. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel, Facebook page. Thanks for all those that are liking it and so forth.